Shall I play an old favorite? Good evening. Feeling better now. Right. I think it's probably way more natural for me to play the piano than being in front of the camera and say hi. But it's the best way to talk to you guys. So thank you so much for the questions. So let's answer the questions. Chiara?
Hi everybody.
Behind the scenes.
So we're here at the Applied PsychoAcoustics Lab at the University of Huddersfield. Coco would like to know what inspired you to explore the sound at this scientific level, and do you plan on organizing workshops on this subject?
So guys, as you know, I'm a musician, just an amateur musician. I don't know anything about science, but I love trying to understand, I love to explore, and we have Professor Young Cook, who's an amazing guy at Huddersfield, and is basically, let's have a little chat. Come
Here
with me.
He is.
It's all family here. So sit.
Hello, I'm Hyun Cook.
PsychoAcoustic, he's the guy. So we've been recording some stuff to basically explore the sound, but that's basically right your area of expertise.
Yeah, immersive
We're bringing you
microphone
here.
recording techniques. Yeah, so we recorded RIOPY's piano pieces using my microphone array, immersive microphone array, to capture the whole sound field in three-dimensional way, and binauralized the recordings for headphone reproduction. So we're going to spend tomorrow for mixing in the studio with the 24 speakers. So it's going to be exciting.
Which might sound a little bit smart, and yes it is, because we're smart people, we want to be smart people, we want to try and understand things because we think it's very cool. And basically what's amazing is you put the headphones and you hear the sound like you haven't really heard it before, and that's really amazing because sound is everything. So that's why I'm very happy about this, kind of collaboration where we have each other's skills and put them together, right? So for me, obviously, the music, and Cook was actually, you're also a pianist, play piano.
Well, not as good as you, of course, but
it's amazing to hear, how you record and how you take things on another level. So we are documenting that, so we will show you very soon. But it's very exciting. So thank you so much.
Yeah, really. Pleasure to work with you.
Man. Products of the life. No, it's a very, very interesting project. So now, am I going to do workshop towards that? No, because it's not, my area of expertise, but definitely towards meditation, because what I'm interested in, and that's how we get to work together, how far can we take it, for the brain, how the brain feels, right? When you play a piece of music, you feel something so deep, and or not, right? It depends on the music, it depends on so many factors. So now I want to understand how the sound, can, if we put it like, let's say, around your head on the right or something, how it affects you, how you can get deeper into feeling, especially feeling. That's what I'm interested in. And he's interested, of course, with the science. So we're bringing science as a bridge to help us, and that's, I think, what technology should be about, right? To help us take us to the next level, but we're still in charge, if you see what I mean.
All right, so we have a couple of questions about playing the octaves and advice on how to play more easily. Jean has a problem playing the octaves in ukiyo. So do you have advice on how to play more easily?
Yes. So, if it's the octave, then you use this for the octaves, right? So what you do, you choose if you want to use the lower or upper part. So when you do this, like, either you do this, right? So when you look at the score, you take the lower one or the upper one. That's it. Simple. And then once you master that one, then you try and stretch your hand to be able to play the octave later. But it's not necessary, because you'll have the melody if you use the lower one or upper one. Was it clear? I'm sure it was clear.
All right, Rania is curious what inspired you to compose Meditation 22. So how did it come to you?
So I meditate, right, a lot. When I say I meditate, for me, it really helps me calm down. There is a lot of hype about meditation, and it's almost, I think it's almost, this word is used way too much, I think. And because it's too, it's about the intellect always running, but what we want is the intellect to go down. And Meditation 22 came, to the rescue of basically the meditator. That's why it's 22, minutes, because with the neuroplasticity, we know that if you do, 20 minutes every day, then you start changing the habit and rewire the brain. And that's why Meditation 22, that's the reason why I made it. And the way I made it is to use this kind of repetition, which is a hypnosis technique, right? With, after the source or whatever, creativity that comes in, and bring this together to create this kind of rhythm based on the heart rhythm. Because we need, the heart coherence. As you know, if you're very upset about whatever, then your heart is going to start racing. If you're stressed, your heart's going to start racing. But once you start breathing, your heart will, calm down. And meditation 22 is at this level of the heart coherence.
And I think we'll be playing Meditation 22 later on, right?
Yes, I'll be playing meditation, like a live version of meditation, a bit later. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I hope actually you can meditate on it.
All right. Angel would like to know whether you'll be creating new piano pieces, but are they going to be in line with your classic piano style, like Drive or Sky Opus Fire?
All I can say is there's some big stuff coming up. That's all I can say. I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying anything.
All right, quite a few people have asked about Golden Gate. In fact, somebody's maid of honor is actually going to play it at their wedding because they love it so much. So can you tell us more about Golden Gate?
Yeah, I mean, Golden Gate, the track I composed quite a while ago, actually. It's funny because I made that piece. Normally when I compose a piece, it organizes itself quite quickly, right? So it's almost like if you have a lot of stuff coming and then something, I want to give an analogy, but it's a very bad one. But I will say, nonetheless, this very bad analogy. It's like little swimmers, the swimmers, they're running, everybody's running, and then one is going to make it, right? That's, if you see what I mean. That's
that, actually.
Oh, is the sound better like this? Is it?
Coco's asked to bring the microphone closer.
Oh, Coco. Is that Coco? Coco from Brussels? Coco? Potentially.
Coco was asking, it was her first question about workshops.
Oh, all right.
Bring this a little closer for you.
It's okay like this? Okay. Is that okay? Good? Don't have my... All right. What was I saying? Putting my glasses because I'm too tired. Sorry, what? What was the question?
We were talking about Golden Gate.
Oh yeah, Golden Gate, sorry. So, Golden Gate, yes. Usually it's like little swimmers, basically. One is going to make it because it's better than the other one. And it's a bit like this when you make music. I mean, at least for me, right? I make pieces, it sounds all together, and then at some point, something's going to come up that is more special, has something that, gets stuck in my head and needs to bloom, right? Like a flower. And for Golden Gate, I had, this beginning of, like, I had this. I had these notes, and those notes, it just made me fly. And then I was actually traveling for work, and I ended up in the US. So I stopped in New York, and I had a piano, and I was actually playing, and then I had this other part of Golden Gate, that started to come. And it's funny because it has a time where everything was changing in my life, and a lot of, it's always been changing. It's always been a struggle, but a good struggle. Struggle and happiness, they're very close at the end of the day. And it started, so London, then in New York, and then I was in San Francisco, and I was also playing, Golden Gate. When I say playing, it was kind of like little blocks coming together, and started to make a whole. And at the same time, I was composing another song called New York, right? But as I was very tired, and I was like between a lot of things together, I actually mixed, the two together, because Golden Gate was actually mostly composed in New York, and New York mostly composed in San Francisco in front of the Golden Gate, because there was a piano just in front of the Golden Gate, so it was very inspiring. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the story we expected, but that's life. It's never as you expected.
All right, Stephanie has a great question.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Steph. So she says that it's difficult to play the pieces because she gets cramps in her arms, and she wants to know whether you have really big hands.
That's a very controversial question. No.
Do you have
I don't think so.
Or technique to avoid tension in your hands?
Yes, I do. Well, I mean, making the blood flow, that's for sure. And I do this. This is very important, right? So I do 11, I do this one as well, 21 like this, 21 like this, and of course the other hand, and this, and that strengthens the wrist. So that's very important if you want to play the piano, especially, you know, the faster pieces, and also this, right? That's very, very good. So I don't think I have big hands, but yes, they're strong because I play, you know, I'm a very intense person. What can I say?
So Audrey is curious about the power of music, and music is a vector. So how do you think music works as a powerful force with creativity?
I think that's a very good question, and I think music is, for me, is the most powerful thing ever, like full stop. There is nothing more powerful, because music is sound, right? And sound is in everything. I actually believe the world was made out of sound, right? As crazy as it sounds, but I'm a musician, so I'm allowed to have crazy thoughts, right? And if you think, when you breathe, there is a sound, right? The heart has a sound, it's a heartbeat, right? Put your hand, feel it, you feel it, but you hear it. And everything, every single thing, you know, has a sound. The universe has a sound, right? The cosmos has a sound, right? The moon, I heard it rung like a bell, it has a sound. So, you know, whatever, like sound is everything. And I think that's what makes music now. Between music and sound, I think it's very hard to explain, you know, the link, because some people believe that sound sometimes is music and music is sound. But for me, everything is music. So, yeah. Did I answer the question correctly? Not sure. Did I? My mind goes to places when you say that. Weird places.
And Sebastian would like to know whether certain things from other art forms inspire you. He's a painter, and he loves creating things with your music because it helps his gesture and movement of his brush.
Oh, I wish I could paint. I think that's beautiful, and I think you're very lucky to be able to paint. And what was the question again? Sorry, I got stuck to painter, and then I was visualizing a paint. I was like, oh my God, that's great. Because I think to paint is amazing. To draw, to paint, anything creative is amazing. So what was the question, Kara, again? Sorry.
Do certain things from other art forms inspire you?
Oh, but there you go. I just said it. Yeah, of course. I think everything inspires, right? If it triggers a feeling, and for me, most thing I think what really inspires me is everything that makes me feel something, and feel something positive, but of course sometimes pain as well, obviously, you know, because it makes you feel. As long as you feel, it inspires. That's how I see it. That's what it does to me. So it's funny you mentioned, you know, painting, because I was actually very, very lucky to be at the Louvre. You know, a few weeks ago, I went to Paris and to see, and you know, I don't even remember the last time I went. I don't even know if I ever went to the Louvre. Shouldn't say that, but so I brought my kids and stuff, and it was incredible to see those paintings that the people made there, you know, like hundreds of years ago, and the way it looks, and it's absolutely insane. You know, what the human being is capable of doing is incredible. And I think we need more of this, you know, we need more people who can do art, because without art, without this, you know, we become machines. So it's very, very important. So yes, of course, I get really inspired by, you know, beauty and art and things that makes me feel something.
Odilia would like to know whether you will create healing sounds for surgery recovery. So things like healing tissues, bones, and muscles. Like cats, perchance.
Like cats. I love cats. If I could heal all the cats, that would be great. Cats. Lovely cats, right? Do you have cats? Do you have cats? I have a cat. She's called India.
Do you have cats?
Do you have a cat? No cat? No. Well, I have a cat. I love my cat. I love dogs as well, don't get me wrong. But dogs, you need more attention than cats, you know. Cats, it's only once a day, then they fuck off. But anyway, sorry, pardon my French. So what was the question again? Oh yeah, for sure. I've been reading a lot. I mean, the last, I created To New Mind actually for this. I mean, to make binaural beats, to be able to go a step further, you know, because for me it's very important to go into a good space. And I think to heal, the first thing is to feel good. We have more and more alternative stuff, but I don't want to talk about this because, to be honest, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, you know, and I want to keep my channel. So I think, you know, it's better to talk about music. And I think, you know, healing sounds have definitely a way. And I think we need more evidence, but I think it works. If you go into if you want to try the sleep, you know, meditations I did, I'm using sounds for that purpose. Now, I'm not sure it can, revive a cat from death, but definitely take him or her to sleep for sure.
All right. Jess would like to know, who do you consider or recommend as a good mentor or a leader, considering where the world is right now?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I really wanted to make a joke, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe I should do it. No, I'm not going to do it. No. Sorry. Listen, guys, honestly, I think we live in troubled times, but we need to be happy. I think it's very hard to follow anyone because, with the life I've had, I would definitely say be very careful. Don't follow anyone because nobody is better than you. Like, you have the answers. Now, to find inspiration for your life, or of course to find help, because we all need help. I think it's great to read books. I think it's great to watch podcasts. But I do believe that we live in a world where money is the new God, and I think that's a bit of a problem because mentors of guru, nobody is God, nobody is, and basically following them sometimes might get you in very bad places, and I'm talking, of experience. So I would not recommend following, any guru or any leader for the spiritual, especially for the spiritual, if you're talking about spirituality, because at the end of the day, it's very personal. And it's a personal journey, but you can get inspired by people around. That's what I would say. Did I answer the question?
All right. Quite a few people are curious about positive psychology and positive emotions. And in fact, we've got somebody who teaches positive psychology.
That's great.
So the question is, how do you see the connection between music and positive emotions?
I think there is music, and positive emotions can be, I think even in a painting you can have positive emotions, right? For sure. If you have a lot of darkness into a painting, you will feel it. And I think in any kind of art, right? And you can have it also, obviously, in music. So it's not because it's slow or because it's piano or else, right? You can have a very dark piano piece that will take you somewhere inside you that you don't like, and you're gonna have very uplifting pieces that takes you to a higher state of consciousness. And there is definitely a link, because the more the happier you get, the happier your life gets. I mean, it's it's very, very obvious. So I think positive emotions need to be nurtured on a daily basis. And I know sometimes it's hard because we have between, I think it's 16,000, 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. So we need to repeat ourselves, to be, I'm happy, I'm positive. And it helps to listen to, of course, positive music, for sure, or anything positive around you. People, just be with positive people. That helps.
Genesis has read that you tune your piano to specific frequencies to improve anxiety symptoms. So can you talk a little bit more about that? And do you tune your other instruments in the same way?
Yes, well, that's... so I have lots of instruments at home, but it's very hard because some of them are... I've got a handpan tuned at 5 to 8, and I have a harp, and I have different pianos, and so it's a bit tricky to try and tune them all at the same frequency. But I try to my best, because I think it does impact. However, the way it's tuned, you tune it, and then you have the bandwidth, right? So let's say you have a sound that comes here, but it's like a drop of water, right? When you have a drop, you have actually a lot of water around, right? It's not just that particular drop, just right in the middle. I think it's a bit the same for, when you hit the piano, like, when you hit the chord, like, let's say this, it goes like this. So the bandwidth in which, the note goes is bigger than just the actual note. So I do believe that the frequency we use are very important. I believe that for sure, but it's still a belief for now. A lot of people came to me, oh, do you want to try the 432? And I was like, okay, I'm going to get, so I got my piano tuner. Actually, no, no piano tuner wanted to tune it, to be honest. So, but we found one that became my piano tuner in the end. the only one left in London, and we tuned the piano in 432, and I really liked it because it was much rounder. And there is for sure, you know, if you look at sacred geometry, and I love sacred geometry, you can look at a guy, I think he did a very nice talk, I think it's Randall Carlson, who did a very nice talk, and again, for instance, that's a very good example. I love that talk about sacred geometry, which doesn't mean I love everything, right? And that's how the world works. About the 432 and about more on this subject, and I think, yes, there is definitely something. Now, I'm reading, because I love, you know, to go, again, deeper, so for what I do in meditation, for the binaural beats for Tune Your Mind, yes, I've been into, you know, different frequencies tuning, and that's amazing, because it does, I really believe it does, you know, things to the brain. So we need to you know, inquire a little bit more, and I hope to do that in the future, to be honest. That's why I'm working with, you know, Professor Hancock and other people, you know, neuroscientists and stuff, to go and see what we can do. Did I answer the question? I did, right? I think I did.
Maybe mention how you've tuned your piano today.
Oh, so this one is tuned in 432. Because I like it. But then see what you feel. You know, I think the point I'm trying to make here is there is so much information everywhere, right? Like so much. And the aim of information is to help us, right? But I do feel that at the moment there is so much that is not helping us. It's making us going like this, right? Which is the opposite of what we're trying to do. At least, I mean, I'm trying to do, but I know I'm not the only one, to calm down. Because when you create, you are in that place that makes you feel good, right? So if it's tuned at 440 and it makes you feel good, then so be it. Right?
All right, Paloma is really interested in what inspired you to create Ever After and Memory of Water, because those tracks really inspire her to meditate and calm her own emotional overflow.
Well, thank you, Paloma, and I'm glad it helps you. That's really cool. So, I mean, the whole album Thrive, which is, you know, the latest one I did in 2023. So it's been a while since I haven't, you know, released an album, but I think we're gonna solve that pretty soon. It was part of basically doing a rework, my take, because I've been asked, you know, my take on all these great composers. So that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. So Memory of Water, first, I'm sure you see the wink for Memory of Water, right? It's for the work of some scientists. That's amazing. Have you heard of cymatics? Cymatics. I'm sure you have. And you know the work of Dr. Emoto, who's a Japanese guy, I think, who froze water, and then you had these little forms, you know, geometric forms, and I thought that was very, very, very beautiful, and that's why I called it Memory of Water. Because for me, it's like water, it flows and it changes and it makes you feel something. And we're full of water. Interesting.
All right, Nicole would like to know whether you have researched the effect of Tune Your Mind pieces on the vagus nerve. Because she experiences a sudden down regulation and soothing effect when she's listening.
Who said that?
That's Nicole.
Nicole. Thank you. I'm really, really glad to see that, because yes, I am researching a lot, and these pieces are not made just to take you to sleep, but to take you to a place of peace, right? And there is the light sleep, yes, and it's funny because we need to, if we've done the research, you mean like in a clinical state? No. If I've done the research of what I'm trying to do here to achieve, yes, for sure. Because with those binaural beats, right, I am embedding them with, you know, different sound, and those sound we can actually. You have to try. I think the best way is to try and see how you feel. It's not the melodic stuff, but it's basically tracks to really take you and to calm you down. And we know that the hyperactive vagus nerve is not good, right? And I mean. Like, it's very interesting because for me, my vagus nerve was not really working properly. And, you know, we can actually see it with the back of the tongue. But there is always a reason why we make things, right? I don't know if I'm very clear, because I'm trying not to take too much and trying to to say what I have to say, but it's tricky. It's tricky. It's a bit tricky.
Do you perhaps feel like demonstrating how you stimulate and calm your vagus nerve? How have you, over the last year or so, worked on developing your nerve?
Yeah, I mean, basically, breathing, humming, breathing. I do a lot of breathing, of what we call Nadi Sudana or infinity breathing, and helps me. So do you in, and then you change. And do this for 10, 15 minutes. I'll do it every day, and it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's amazing. It makes me feel very good. So that's one way. And also the humming, whatever frequency. What's amazing about the humming is I would really love, to study it on a broader level for everybody, because I really believe that the body has its own capability to heal. And I mean, if you try it, if you do like just a and you touch, your breast, you touch your neck, your ears, you see that everything is basically buzzing, right? Which is amazing. So I was taught this by a monk, obviously. And it's funny because with everything I tried, because I've been trying everything, but that's probably another conversation for another time, but it's some of the most efficient. And I do this every day. A few times a day. But you can do it even, I don't know, like, whenever. You don't have to sit cross-legged, obviously, to do that. You can just let go and, like, you take a breath. It feels amazing. Tell me how, try it. Please let me know if you like it. I love doing humming. And it's free, and it just, takes a bit of time. And after that, if you do the breathing and the humming, you sleep really well.
Do you hum just to stimulate your vagus nerve when you play or when you compose?
I mean, usually, for like, yes and no, because I don't have. So I used to have. I think it was the last live I did a few years ago. I had a routine. I don't really have a routine anymore, because we change, right? We evolve, and now I do everyday exercises. But sometimes the yoga, sometimes and for the humming is the same. I'm gonna do my humming when I feel it. Oh, right now I need. You know what? I need me time. You stop, do some humming. For the piano, for me, my relationship with my instrument is, if I have my piano, I don't really need much else, right? In the sense that I go to my piano and I just let go of everything. And that's my belief also, but I believe that when I play the piano, it does help the vagus nerve and everything else in the body. The problem I had last year was that I had a very bad earache, and then my whole body collapsed, from whatever, it was that nobody really knew about. And that was tricky because I couldn't use my piano. So I had to find different other tools. And that was a bit difficult.
All right. What did your music and your piano teach you? We have a question from Fabian. And Fabian is at a point where he falls in love with his piano more and more. And he's been playing for years, but it just gets more intense over time. So what has your music and your piano taught you?
Oh, hold on a sec, like Fabian, it gets more intense, but that's a good thing, right? I've been told I was too intense many times. That's great. Be happy if you have this connection with the piano and it's, bigger and bigger. That's amazing. It's not a drug. It's a good drug, I guess, right? It can be intense. It's okay. I don't see why it's a problem if it's intense. I'm very glad that you love it and that you play. That's amazing. Well done. So, what was the question? Because that's what I got.
In short, it's what has your music taught you?
It's tricky because guys, I'm 41 years old, right? And I started playing. I was like 2, 3. So for me, it taught me everything. It taught me who I am today. I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my piano. Piano taught me everything, right? And I went through everything with my piano, right? So it's everything, I would say.
All right. Another one from Paloma. She would like to know how you feel knowing that your music has accompanied people in their healing and in their grieving processes. And even, somebody else mentioned, in their wedding process.
I'm so glad. Of course, I'm very, very glad. I'm very happy that it can help you, because I really think, the world is about all together helping one another. And if I can be a little assistant, then that's cool, because, I need help. We all need help, right? And so I'm very, very glad that, some of you are touched and he helps you, for sure. It's very touching, it's very humbling. So thank you.
Right. Now, quite a number of people are asking when you're going on tour next. They want to see you play.
That's a good question. Everything is a good question. What would be amazing, if you guys want, is to ask us in the comments where you would like me to come, because we're trying to figure out how and when. And I've been away for 2 years, but now I'm back. So hopefully I will come. Just I'm not really answering the question. Am I? The when, I don't know. Am I? Yes. When, I don't know. But definitely coming at some point, for sure. I might, I don't know. Maybe, yes, for sure. For sure.
Well, related question. Is there new music? Is there a new album coming? Sometime this year, sometime next year? What's in the pipeline?
Yes, there is a new album coming, and this album, I think, is about. Can I say that? I can say that.
Go for it.
So I've been working, of course, making music, and this time I'm much more healthy. So I've got a lot of energy. So this album has energy. The energy that I was lacking for the last few years, and I put into a lot of meditation to heal. So now I'm actually back. My energy is back, up and running, fully charged. So it's an album about love, because I really believe that it's the only thing that binds us, and collectively we can talk about the applications of love, but I think it's through compassion and empathy and be good and be good and be good. If we do that, I think we can definitely save the world, because I'm sure some of you feel powerless sometimes with everything happening. So yes, there is a new album coming, and I think there is a stay tuned. It's coming maybe sooner than we think, maybe not. Surprise.
All right, and one last question, which I think is very well timed because you're going to play soon. Anyway, Yo asks, when they improvise by themselves, they can play from a very deep place. But when they play in front of people, even if it's just one person, fear enters them. And they can't reach a deep place when they're playing in front of anybody else. So do you have any tips for how people can stay connected?
So, Yoel, it's called fear. Everybody has fear, everybody. And that's why I say I don't follow any leader or whatever, because they will tell you, I have no fear, I'm enlightened. Anyone telling you is enlightened is definitely a big fraud. You have fear, basically, that's what it is, because you love playing, you want to play, and then you go there and your head started thinking, oh my God, what if? What if they don't like it? What if I fail? What if I do a mistake? What if it's not beautiful? What if I'm a fraud or whatever? And on one hand, it's a very good sign, because it means you care. So that's really good. It means you're sensitive, and it means you want to do well. But on the other hand, it's preventing you from giving your best, because it's trapping you into this fear, right? And that's a construct. So what I would say is there are a lot of techniques. Of course, meditation is one, but beside meditation, to get into that space, to say, like, to yourself before going to a gig, I'm good, I'm very good, and I'm going to nail it, and it's going to be amazing, and people are going to love it, and I'm good, I play beautiful music, and I want to do it. And you repeat it. And basically, it's going to be tough a few times, and then suddenly it's going to happen. You need to rewire the brain into positive, positive, positive. I am good and I can do this. Because otherwise you can't do it. If you say you can't, then you can't, right? So I think it's a very good question, and I think you're definitely on the right track, because if you're already like this, it's a very, very good sign. You say that a few times, every time you go to the piano, I can do this. I have no fear, I'm good. Find your own way of saying it, and just repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And then trust me, it will work. I had a lot of fear when I played, and it would kill me, because I really cared. And I remember when I was in Oxford, like 15 years ago, I had this concert at the Jacqueline Dupré building, and I got drunk. I drank a bottle of whiskey because I was too scared to go on stage. And the problem is the chemicals of alcohol and the adrenaline, right, and the fear. I became deaf, so I was deaf on stage. I was looking at my fingers. Thanks God I knew what I was doing, but I was looking at my fingers. I couldn't hear, like consciously, I couldn't hear myself. And if you want to ask me now, I actually don't drink. I don't do drugs or anything. But I have no fear. Now I go on stage. I'm like, hey, for those who know me now, I'm like, I smile and I'm happy. I'm very happy to go on stage. But what I did, exactly what I said to you. I repeated it. I'm good. Come on, I'm good. It's going to be great. And you repeat it, and one day, done. You have no fear. So good luck.
All right. On that note, would you like to lead an introduction to Meditation 22?
All right. So I want to play you Meditation 22. And I know some of you might be like, oh, I don't want to meditate. But it's like any exercise, right? Nobody wants to exercise. Nobody wants to go to the gym, and be in the hamster wheel. Some are lucky, they have a park nearby. So but the meditation is the same. It's a training. I know anything new is hard, and the brain is like, no, don't do it. But again, that's fear. Because once you really start doing it, what it brings you is it's spectacular. It's amazing. So if you want to try, by the way, you don't have to sit cross-legged. That's another, I think, misperception of what meditation is. But it's good to be comfortable. So you can be lying down, you can be seated. If it's good, I think, to have something for your back. At least you don't have to think about being straight. And then you close your eyes and you breathe, consciously breathe, just slowly. In and out, very slowly. And then I'm going to play for you, I'm going to play a special version of Meditation 22. And you just focus on the music. And then your mind's going to wander. It's okay, because that's what it does. And then you bring it back, to the music. And you're going to do that a few times. And then you don't even realize, but it's going to be 20 minutes or so. And that's it. So I hope it helps. And lovely to see you, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll see you very soon on tour. Hopefully. All right. Thank you very much.